In this video, I'm going to be making a design for my Instagram and I'm going to be taking you along with me on the journey. Let's go. So before we get started, if you're looking for tips, tricks, hacks, tutorials, or other design inspiration videos, then make sure you click that subscribe button. Also think about clicking on that notification bell to get notified every time that I post a new video. This is the third episode in the Photoshop therapy series, and this is basically an uncut, unedited version of my design process. So we're going to do a design for my Instagram, you're going to come along with me on the journey, and it's going to be real time, no speeding up, just me, you, and Photoshop creating something that's going to get posted very soon. So let's get started. The theme for this week's video is Fear is a Liar. So I've got a few ideas. I've downloaded some images from Unsplash. I've got a few things from Pixabay and got some fonts. I'm just going to play around with some things and see what works. So the first thing I always do is make sure my text is on the screen, and so I can start to look at composition and how those things kind of work. And I won't be using this font, that's for sure. We'll just start with a very basic font and see where it goes. So I already think there is some cool things we can do around the setup of this text. The way it's like 4 letters, 3 letters, 4 letters. I think we could do something cool there. So we're just gonna make sure that's centered up, and we'll start working on something. So I wanted this kind of like quite a dark background, like having like the fear factor. I've also got some illustrations of snakes and stuff that I may use, but I kind of want to get the text in first and kind of work around that. So we'll make the background black, and we'll make this white, like so. Okay, right. So let's see. I wanted like a kind of modern black letter font, and I did look online, but I couldn't find anything that really matched what I was looking for. So I'm just hoping there's something already in my library that's going to work just as well. I actually quite like that. What's that called? Battle Fin. Let's try that. This could work actually. Let's try it. Doing that. And then let's bring that spacing out to like 20. Okay, we'll center that up. Then I think if we maybe make this, let's try like a thinner font that's in like a similar style, but a bit smaller. We could try this first. And I kind of like that. So let's center that up. One of the things I'm really liking at the moment is when you have like one quote or phrase that's like in this bold like font, and then maybe like something in a more like cursive font, which is the same phrase. So I may try and incorporate that in here as well. Let's have a look. You see this a lot on like t-shirt designs, that kind of thing, where there's a repetitive phrase, but it's in different styles, and it kind of emphasizes on that phrase. But obviously you have to be pretty careful about what font you choose, because this could easily look really ugly. Lakeside could be cool. Is there a bold? There's no bold, but we could make this pretty cool. And let's just, for the sake of this, just do a bright color just to start, and then we'll see where we go. So I like it, but I think it may need to be like a little bit thicker. And we're gonna have to kind of move it in between some of this text here. Let's make that a little bit smaller. Let's try like going with more of like a darker color and see if that helps. Okay, that's cool. Let's try, and now I'm not like 100% sold on this font, but I do think sometimes it comes in handy. Like the brush script, the old style Microsoft Paint kind of brush script. Yeah, maybe. We'll keep looking. So that was called Lakeside. Let's keep going through these fonts and see what we can find. Defoe, what's that called? Mr. Defoe Pro. I always wonder how people name their fonts, like what it is they name it after. Like, that's a pretty weird name, Mr. Defoe. I wonder if that's like one of their teachers or something at school. And then maybe this, I just try pivoting this slightly. Something like that. That might work. We may need to change that main font. I'll just duplicate that for a sec, and we'll go for something like, thinking like a tall font, maybe like League, Gothic. Something a bit bolder than that. Let's see what we can find. Anton could work. Let's try that. And just make that a bit bigger. And maybe bring the spacing in as well. Maybe something like that. And then I think maybe if we try this kind of script font with this one, it may be a bit easier to read. I feel like that's not centered. Maybe it is. Okay, and then I guess let me try centering that and see what happens. Yeah, let's leave that as is. Okay, so that's, I feel like we're onto a good start there. What if I did something more like that, where I just like cut straight across. Could work. That's an option. All right, let me see if this snake is going to work. I downloaded a snake earlier from Pixabay that I thought was cool, and let's just see if it's going to work. So let me see if I can find that. I wanted to try this one, I think. And then we'll make this. Ah, see, this kind of thing looks... Okay. And then if I center that, okay, so we want it more like that. And then let's bring that in there. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. We can make this work. So what I wanna do now is, let's try bringing this back in the game. And we'll try putting this back to where it was before. Maybe something like this. And maybe we just have this smaller somewhere else. Something like that. And then let's try, we'll just try orange for now until we're settled on a color. I think the next step is to start adding some effects, because I like the way that text is laid, but it needs to be like blurry and kind of a bit more in your face. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to do minimum on all of these, just to puff it out a bit. Let's try preserving squareness. What's that going to do? Okay, that's what we want. So let's do 10 on that. Same for this one. Filter, other, minimum. Do that on 10 as well. Let's see. For now, we'll just do the color over it like that. We'll filter, other, minimum. Okay, that's too thick for that. Let's try preserving roundness. So we'll just do 2 for now. Okay, and then is A as well. So we go filter, other, minimum. And we'll go to square, and we'll turn that up to 10. I'm going to bring that down to like 6 actually, because that's already pretty thick. Okay, so then we'll do the same for this one as well. Convert to smart object, filter, other, minimum. And we'll drop that down to like 2. Let's do 5. All right, so liking where it's going at the moment, maybe I should flip this. Nope, I like the direction it was going in. Okay, so I want to try and start bringing some of the, well actually that's, Let's add more effects on first and then see where we end up. So now we're going to do a outer glow. I'll make sure that's white as well. So we'll do that as normal. Turn the noise down. Something like that, I think, just to get started. And then we'll just copy that layer style. And we'll paste that layer style. And the same for this one. And the same for this one too. But this one we're going to need to change so that it's orange and not like that. Cool. All right, liking it so far. And then we do the same for here as well. Paste layer style, and then choose the orange. Okay, now we need to add some kind of like distress. So we're going to convert all these to smart objects. And then we're going to do stroke. Keep it white, and that's gonna be outside. It'll be like, Maybe we do center. Let's see what that does. Okay, let's try something different. Let's try a filter gallery and see what we can do with the spatter tool. Does that look any different? No. Okay, so the next step will be to duplicate, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, turn it up to like something like that, and then change that dissolve to something like that. And then we're going to bring that opacity right down. Maybe just bring it up a bit more, something like 50. Now try that. Okay, the same for here. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. That's fine. And then dissolve, and then 50. Convert that to a smart object. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, dissolve, 50. I'll get rid of that little mark there. It must be just from the illustration. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur, bomb, dissolve, 50, convert smart object, bomb. Okay, then one more. Okay, cool. So then I'm just going to remove that little piece that's on here because I'm not sure what that's about. Okay, so that's gone. I might put that. Let's try playing around with that actually. So on here, I'm gonna start removing some of these things. I think it's less about that actually, and more about the snake needing some removing. So now if I come onto here, okay. I can't help but think that maybe there needs to be more of a gap between L and I. So let's try and make that work. I may just really mess this up, but we'll give it a go. So the first thing we do is change the canvas size. I'm going to extend the width to like 2000. Okay, now on here, I'm going to give myself a bit more wiggle room. Like that. Hopefully that will help. So then we're going to center that back onto here. Copy that, save. I think we're good. I think it's just gonna update. Yeah, it has, it's updated, cool. Sometimes it doesn't update, sometimes it like because I duplicated the layer, sometimes one of the layers will be knocked out, but that seems to have fixed the problem. So I might just do the same for the eye as well, just to give us a bit more wiggle room. Something like that. Does that work? Okay. And then center that back to the canvas, save that, and that, and that. All right, that's cool. So maybe we have like some of the fear as well coming through. That, and maybe like this part of the R. be cool. Like so. I'm still not sure about this piece yet. Like I want to find a place to put that, but I'm not sure where that is. I feel like it covers stuff too much. I guess we could do it like that. And then maybe like replicate the top, but would that be weird? We'll come back to that. So let's bring that out of that group. And then we'll just try and censor up this group and see what happens. Okay, that happened, so I don't want to do that. Now let's try that. All right, so it's pretty much in the right place. I just need to make sure that those pieces look like it's in the center. Okay, yeah. Cool. So maybe let me just try like an extra set of text at the very top as well, just to see if that helps. So like that, maybe like that font. That, then blur it, and then dissolve, and then like 50, and make that a smart object. Okay, cool. I like that. That kind of like extra little additions of text there. So maybe let's just see what it looks like on the grid. I do this for all of my designs, just make sure that it fits on the grid okay. Just a little, it's not a big deal, just something I like to do. And doesn't quite fit on the grid, so I may just need to assess the damage there. So let's try it, just making that a little bit smaller than that. I don't feel like that's going to bug me. Maybe something like that. Maybe like add a drop shadow. I think that helps. Okay, we'll just leave those where they are for now and just see what happens. So the next step will be to add a noise layer. Like that. Maybe make that 40 actually. Noise, add noise. Make that like 40. Bring that down to like 50%. Something like that. Okay. So let's try adding some backgrounds in now. I mean, that's already pretty cool. I like that blue with the orange and the white. So I like the direction that's heading in, but it's not quite there. Too unreadable. Let's try This one. Too boring. This one could work. Like that. And then maybe we do, like, they change the color. Let's see what auto tone and auto color do. Okay, and then what I'll do is add a hue layer, and we'll just make this like as blue as possible. Like that. That's pretty cool. That's definitely up there. And then we'll do an exposure layer 2. All right, that's in the maybe pile for sure. So let's bring some other ones in that I had a look for. Nope. I like that one, but I just don't think it's there. So I think I do like this one too. Uh-oh. Let's do that again. Try not to break my computer this time. I think that takes the win, that one. What is that one? No, I think that one does. All right, cool. So let's just try some different colors on this outer piece as well. Like, let's try. I don't really want red. Maybe like a purple. But I want it to be quite intense as well. Maybe a blue. Let's try this blue. Copy that. And get the snake as well. I like orange. What if I did it this way instead? Okay, that's centered. I kind of prefer that, I think. Alright, so what I'm going to do is convert these two into a smart object. Let's try doing some other things to it while we're here. Maybe I could try doing a maximum now and seeing if it would like do anything cool. No. Okay, Let's try like doing an inner shadow, see what happens. I think that's pretty cool. Just helps to kind of remove it from the background slightly. We're going to convert it to a smart object again. I'm going to add a hue layer on here. And then we're going to just see what other colors there are. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's just check how close we are to the edges, because I might just make that a bit bigger. Like that. And maybe I'll just center this. Can't really see the guy, but I'm not too worried about that. I think it's the gradient and the kind of like spookiness of the picture I kind of like. And then let's just try a couple of other effects. We'll just do another duplication there, and then we'll do filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we'll just crank that right up. So it's like that. And then we're just gonna reduce the opacity to like 20. Maybe like 40. Yeah. And I kind of like color dodge. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Okay, so that's our noise added, color dodge. Let's add some dust as well. So go to my folder here. Okay, I think we're good. I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe just try some of the saturation again. Just pump the blue up slightly. Maybe I'll just bring the exposure up very slightly too, just to see what that does. All right, cool. So there you go. My design for Fear is a Liar. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, and also let me know if there's any other themes you want me to design on, and I'll definitely be reading those and adding those to my list. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like. It really does go a long way to helping this channel, and also consider subscribing for plenty more videos like this to come. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.